Ya vamos a
That's
empezar
because my microphone's at the bottom of my
Compartan el video.
phone. That's just from my phone. You'll be able to hear better on YouTube.
Why, they can't hear you on your phone?
Well, that's because my microphone's at the bottom of my thing and the phone's on it. So
oh, yeah.
So they're not gonna hear us now because Caroline's joining us going live.
Can he use the
I got you right now.
You could set up whatever because Caroline, you got 9 minutes because Caroline's cuts and the thing is going now.
Alright, they said they can hear me. Brett the Barber, what's up, buddy? We're doing an interview for Hair Chopperz Radio. If you guys could tune in to YouTube, we got a couple different topics we're going to be talking about today. Alright, Jay Strives, thanks, buddy.
You cannot see it on the IG, so right now you're missing out on Caroline's interview, guys.
There's an interview going on live right now on YouTube. You guys could check that out. And then in a couple minutes, we're going to be doing our live discussion.
There you go, Daddy.
Oh, you
Put
missed.
that there. You put that
Oh, that works out
there.
well.
That's cool?
Yep.
If you need some more in the back to lift it up, let me know. I'll put some more cards
No,
in the back.
that's good.
That's good? Hold on.
Guys, tune into YouTube.
That works well.
YouTube. Right now, Caroline Cuts interview is going on live right now. So it's the only way you can see it, and you can call it live on the show, and you got live chat available as well. Other than that, you're not going to see it here on the IG Live. So you got to tune in to YouTube right here, Hair Chopperz Radio.
It's choppy on YouTube, Emily said.
It's choppy on YouTube?
Yeah, she said she can't watch it.
Damn. Is that even better?
It is. You can see it.
I got you right there.
I gotta leave it out because I can't touch
You can adjust how you want to know how you do. That's good. It is choppy on YouTube. Like you see this jerky.
Yeah, that's cool.
Turkey records. What?
Hello.
What does it fix
Saludos,
it?
mi gente.
Can you see me clearly?
She's
She's gonna do that in a second. She's not gonna do that right now.
You know, barber is like you like to take days off and enjoy the day.
Gotta wait till that's over. Once that's over, we could.
What do you like to do on day
Alright, let's see. Feel clearly.
Table more back. Get it?
Yo, what I'll tune into? Yeah, it is. It's just due to weather conditions. You know how the Wi-Fi is, man. And Comcast, you suck.
Yeah, due to weather conditioner. We need to shampoo this.
when you're
There. Got everybody on there.
Hey, if you're watching right now, it's on Caroline Cuts.
what type of genre
She works with Brian down at Kennedy's. Is she blowing someone's back out right now?
And she's nice with the
Yeah, she's nice.
Yeah, that shop looks like the men's hangout. I saw you got the foot
I like
for
that
the
shop, man.
pedicure station.
Yo, they get pampered. Like, they're sports fans.
That shop is nice.
What would you think about like opening like a shop where like members only could come in and you have to pay like
That's what it is.
It's-
It's numbers.
right?
Yeah.
yeah.
They pay a monthly fee. They get unlimited haircuts with like additional stuff. They get like $10 each additional service.
It's like an upfront price, right?
Yeah.
Like, alright, you want to be a member and
But they still gotta book it, right? They can't
They
just
still-
walk in
yeah,
and be
they
like,
can't,
you know, cut me now.
That's,
No,
they
no,
got
yeah,
that-
right,
that's
yeah.
why they got the app. They got the app. So on the app they can book it.
Hey guys, I'm doing the app too soon. I'm like doing it this week.
Get the cut out, bro.
I am getting the cut out.
They got the paint. They could paint on the cut out too.
Everything I do,
They got that now.
I'm gonna have Kino
But if I
do
put a
it.
cut out, that's fair pay.
Guys, this week I went to Kino's shop and I demanded that they fix my clippers. And I demanded products. And I demanded. I just went in there. I said, Kino.
Just make sure you have
Goya? Sofritos and burritos.
Oh, that's the next line coming out. It's Goya clippers.
Goya.
If it ain't Goya, no está bueno.
I'm gonna have lamb chop clippers.
Goya T outliner.
Goya tea
Un
outliner.
poquito de adobo. Y sazón y
Emily,
sofrito.
We got the sazon.
can you hear the YouTube good, or is it just coming in choppy?
Nah, I can see it from here. It's choppy. man.
Can you hear it? Can you hear it well though?
Why is it?
I
The
don't
first
know.
two episodes were great. Now ever since then, it's like, it's just a-
That's alright. So once we go to
Still choppy for you?
once we get into our live, it will fix.
We're like connected.
Such a fan
I'm gonna turn
of
off my-
the
I'm
texture
not even sure
on
I'm connected to
the
Wi-Fi.
top.
I think because everything, there's a lot of things connected to the Wi-Fi now.
Not really.
Yo, we
Fire
got
stick
the
is-
Fire Stick. We got both those phones over there. We got the laptop.
See, the Wi-Fi's not connected, so mine's
Got the lights all set up.
Barbers tends to
She looks like she's just sitting there bored.
fans of a lot of tools and prefer a lot of tools while we were.
Caroline, smile, girl. Smile.
Don't look happy.
She's trying to smile. It's okay.
Brand
It's okay. Oh, there you go, girl. You didn't break that smile. I should look like that for like 10 more seconds.
See over here, fixed it a little. It's going a little bit quick.
For my long days. No.
And they can't even see that right now. It's
Nah, we can't. Yeah, I got a transition right after. Once after
There's
that,
a
now
party up in
transition.
here.
Don't even watch these right now. That's one of my customers. What's up, buddy?
I'm obsessed with those. They don't let me
See,
down.
now it's like,
And then
quick one.
I use
How's it look over there
of
now?
all the definitions.
It's looking better, right?
Again, and never let me down. And I pack them up. Still we're
Nah, not right now. You can't. You're not even supposed to hear us.
Hey, listen, man.
man.
Real quick, because I don't want to talk about this. Are we on right now? Can they see me at all?
Nah.
Just y'all live?
So us
Just on the IG, we live. On this, we're not live.
always have a
Why, you can hear us over there?
There's a video playing right now, so that's the reason we're driving into this.
How about now?
Yeah, I was hearing y'all. You can hear everything that's going on.
On YouTube?
On YouTube? That's crazy because I just muted this over here. How about her? You can hear her?
Yeah, you can hear everything here and over there.
well for as long as I
That's
can
crazy.
remember, I've always loved doing hair.
On the live, you can hear
Handsome
everything.
Rob, the barber. What's up, buddy?
No, on the live over there. But, or are you on YouTube? Okay.
I thought I just wanted to do women's hair in a salon. So I actually moved to Puerto Rico after high school, and I started hanging out with my best friend Roxy over there.
Damn, it's supposed to be on mute, man.
And
Oh, Phil, go ahead and see the barbershop.
All right, now you shouldn't hear nothing.
again, I wanted to be a barber.
The audio is better now. I hear this.
Went to
You know,
school, did my year.
Yo, it is.
Hey, chef, man.
My life
Chef, bring some alcapurria.
Chef, man,
I hate
your wife is like throwing it in my face at my cheese sauce, bro. I'm really just. I didn't expect that from. I got so many people bragging about it. It's not cool, man. I'm hurting. I'm really hurting. We got
Oh
robbed.
man.
So
Yep.
I
Definitely got robbed.
myself, I'm gonna go get a job.
And Mary 82 Sweet.
Go back.
Yep, you're from Connecticut, so yeah. You would be bragging about the Patriots.
You
But we
could
got robbed,
You could hear
bro.
her too?
We got, huh?
You could hear her too?
And
Anthem, you could hear her now? Just her?
watch it. Yeah. So
Just my co-worker. She doesn't. She also do my.
With her, just her, right? Alright, cool.
That's
Audio is
a
choppy.
lot.
Emily, can you
I do
Listen, you guys see this?
log into Barber's
Yeah, you
Digest?
see that, but you see all these people in my DMs
Never mind.
So
all the way up until
barbers, we used to use.
see, they're all Patriots fans talking junk.
To be.
I'm getting bullied so
Oh my
bad in my
God.
DMs right now.
Yeah, the Kansas win yesterday?
Nah, we lost in overtime. They
Oh,
called roughing the passer on Tom Brady.
wow.
Gave them an extra 4 set of downs. We were up 21-17 with 3 minutes to go. He ends up scoring. We had to come down and tie the game. We lost in overtime.
Dang.
If they never called that, we would have got the ball back.
What?
We got robbed. It's all good though.
That's why there's next year. There's next
Yeah, but I
year.
gotta wait a whole year now. The Patriots fans are like Cowboys fans. It's so bad. What's gonna happen when Tom Brady dies next year? Like, what are they gonna do? Like, you guys are gonna suck for another 20 more years. Hatcher, you're a Patriots fan, huh?
I'm a Patriots fan.
You're
I
in
can't.
Massachusetts. Damn. So right now,
If her video was 9 minutes, but it's choppy and it's not.
I just gotta wait till it's done. Once it's
Right,
done,
so it might be like 10 or 12 minutes. It might run a little bit longer than what it should.
right now.
I mean, over here it's gonna be 9 minutes. It's delayed. It's always gonna be delayed over here. So whatever you see here, it's always gonna be like a minute.
Because this
Like-
is main and it's streamed.
I said, yeah, it's streamed. So the stream's about, I say about 30 to 40 seconds delay.
But there's also a pre-recorded video.
But as long as I could get it over here and we get our live, we'll be fine.
Right.
But ours will like, we will be like, we won't be choppy.
Because it's not a video.
It's not a
streaming
video,
through
yeah.
That.
Yeah.
It's, not, it's like,
I mean, it wasn't like this yesterday. It's just, I was doing it in my house and I don't know. I just don't think it's because I'm too far from the Wi-Fi. But usually when we go live, just straight live, we don't get choppiness. So
no, yeah. Behind a lot. YouTube is like 4 to 5 minutes behind. 4.5 minutes behind YouTube is. And she's kind of probably hearing a little bit behind because she's on the live.
yeah,
So probably like 5 minutes behind.
that's cool. I'm
When that part does end, YouTube will switch to just us. You'll still be hearing it behind.
She'll still hear this, and then she'll have to wait till like on YouTube it goes to us. But over here we'll see us.
Step by step, ooh baby, I wanna get you in my world. Step 1, you could have lots of fun. Step 2, girl, it's me and you. Step 3,
there's one
El Loco.
Yeah.
This is what happens behind the scenes. See?
Behind
a
the
bunch of
scenes.
things.
We should call the show New Kids on the Block. NKOTBA.
Again.
You know what? I'm not even gonna see New Kids on the Block. They're from Boston. Yeah, they're done. They're off my playlist.
That's messed up just because they from Boston, man.
Yep.
I
have couple problems. Hey, the Knicks are about to play soon. Real quick, just to let you guys know, the Knicks from New York are about to play. So after this podcast, turn to, I don't know what station, NBC, CBS or something, and watch the Knicks play.
We're going to Phil's house to watch it. We're going to party over there.
No, we're not. No. It's not happening.
So bring popcorn and whatever.
It's not happening. Hey, on Kino's site, he will have Viagra's for sale starting next week. Viagra.
And donuts. Frozen donuts.
Buy one, get one free.
What, donut or Viagra?
Viagra, because it's cold.
Nah, I ain't gonna need it.
Dunkin' Donuts.
I mean, Dunkin' Donuts, like, they should sponsor the coffee and donuts every Monday morning.
Right?
Right? Like,
I know, right?
you
Like,
say Dunkin' Donuts
If
over
we
there?
start tagging them,
Yeah, I know. We should start tagging them.
Yup.
Tagging them on every picture.
Tagging them on everything.
I'm gonna have my clients put up. I'm gonna get a Dunkin' Donuts cake.
We're going to have DD soon right here on the sponsorship.
With every haircut, you get a donut. Right? I could go for a coffee right now. Dunkin' Donuts. Just put that French vanilla on.
I'm in love with the
How many minutes we in?
You ever go
What
to
time we
like,
got over there?
I'm looking over there.
Huh? 11:47? You started 11:30?
That's one thing.
Yeah, I think it's time for us, no?
No, I gotta just wait till this whole thing's finished, man. You know, when I promise people something, I promise them something, man. Just wait till the whole thing.
I thought our video was 9 minutes.
Yeah, it is 9 minutes. Over here is way ahead. Like, see, now it's finishing up.
Uh-oh. Caroline. Sweet Caroline. I'm coming home. I don't know the next line. So. I can play it. You know what it is. Red and yellow, red and yellow, red and yellow.
Yo, that logo I did for you, Phil, that shit is butter, man.
Which one?
The Southside logo.
It is pretty nice.
It looks good on
The logo
Yeah.
with our faces on it is pretty nice.
Yeah.
I wish my eyes were bluer though.
I know, I told the
And in that
cartoonist,
picture,
yeah.
they're like light gray. I was like,
Yeah, dude, I'm like, yo, wait, hold up. I noticed that the other day. I'm like, wait, my cartoonist didn't do the blue eyes.
luckily I can find out who it is and bring it up in his DM. Yeah.
Oh, it's on Kelvin _.
Oh, you're a hit, Calvin. Your DM's about to be threatened.
Make my eyes glow.
Make my eyes blue.
I think I could fix that though.
No, you're gonna give me like one lazy eye, bro. Sure.
He's looking at 2 different
You're
directions.
gonna be looking at Kino, and the other one's gonna be looking off the page.
Like, Squigs, what's up, dude?
Yo, just to let you guys know too, real quick, going back to yesterday, not even my team. The Saints got cheated 2 on that last pass interference call.
Yeah, they
They
did.
definitely did.
Damn.
But it's payback because on the,
Here we go.
on the possession before, they face mask Jared Goff inside the 10 and they didn't call it. That would have given them 4 downs. That would have made time come off the clock. Would have touchdown and still would have been over either way.
Damn.
On camera or off camera.
Never mind.
Can't say my wife is watching. No, Keno, I didn't bet on the game.
It's only
What's
us
wrong
talking.
with
Yeah, I forgot we were
Yeah.
live.
That's because of the we got the camera thing. The camera has a microphone.
Hatchets in the building.
It says, you guys talking about the
work
figures,
next to
Yeah, we can't talk. The camera has a microphone.
another guy.
I'm in my feelings, guys. This is freestyle right now. I'm in my feelings. Hatchet's got a lot of people from Massachusetts. You guys cheated.
So he left him a little note that said, can you please call this number and schedule shade.
I gotta figure out how to mute that microphone.
Use parts of my body. At my home. That was one. Another one.
We got a pretty good tip there.
See, I don't even know. I don't even think so. I think he was just about that title. It wasn't a lady barber. It was a male to another male.
Wow.
Yeah, a little bit of crush on him. Another time, another client came in with some pretty short, and appendages were sticking out a little bit.
You know what?
They were
things that have happened in the shop because from what I hear from other shops, is that there's always they're finding with the barber because he must kind of cut and stuff like that. But it's really nice to hear some interesting things over here.
I think because we're all girls, like these guys try to fight me. I'm police station is right there.
all they hear is us.
Make sure to hashtag human and check out the interview over at www.humanfur.com. See you on the next episode.
Ready, guys? Give it like 2 seconds. Good morning! What's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? Sorry about the interview. It was a little technical difficulty due to weather conditions. The Wi-Fi is acting up. So we got L Phil and the barber in the back. Hatchet the barber, special guest today. Kino the barber right here, the man that got everything for you, even frozen donuts.
Right here.
Happy Martin Luther King Day to everybody. How did you guys enjoy this weekend snowstorm?
Oh my God.
It is freezing out there today.
Cold.
It is like 2 degrees right now outside, man.
My car was vibrating the whole time on the highway.
I agree with you, man. I came out my driveway. I was sliding down the little hill.
I forgot to clean the car yesterday, and today
It was all
my
like
doors was like,
my doors were frozen, man.
What the hell?
We was texting in a group chat this morning, and Phil was like, use what is that, antifreeze?
Coolant.
No, because
You gotta use coolant.
Coolant, yeah.
So what Brian did was Brian put hot water on his door
hot water, never do that.
to open the door, but after that hot water cools off, it's gonna get frozen cold again. So when he leaves here today and tries to go in his car, he's not gonna be able to get in, man. He's not gonna be able to get in.
I'll borrow the coolant from Phil.
Wow.
But hey, happy Martin Luther King Day. Today is a special day. They celebrate Martin Luther King. It's important to look up the history on Martin Luther King. People just take this as a day off, but it's a lot more behind it, man. He did a lot. And I'm glad to be doing a podcast today on Martin Luther King Day. Salute.
It was all a dream.
It was, yes, he had a dream, man. He had a dream.
And that dream came true.
So, but the weekend was good, man. I had a busy weekend. Shout out to Oak Hill Academy. Basketball team from Virginia called me up. Came down. I went down to Hatchett's side of the state. We went to Mass. Ended up cutting them up over there during the Hoop Hall Classic for the Martin Luther King tournament down at Springfield College. But I had fun.
Guys, Phil really grinds, bro, because he was in a snowstorm cutting hair out there, bro.
Out there in another state, 2 in the morning, man.
2 in the morning.
So,
I want to know what barbers out there really grind. Leave a comment underneath. If you're able to, if you're gonna grind in a hurricane, you're gonna grind in a tornado or something, man. Let me know what you're doing, because are you able to do it like he does it, man? Because that I respect that.
Gotta grind. I love
grinds, man.
This is a barber podcast, right? And all of us here are barbers, and we love what we do. I just want to say I love what I do. I take it to the extreme, and I'm just blessed. I'm glad, like, this is what I do. So I'll do anything to keep up with it and stay doing it. So, I mean, we're all the same. We pretty much, Keno wakes up at 3 in the morning.
Yep.
Gets his day going, cut hair.
5 a.m. haircuts.
Yep.
Love them.
5 a.m. in the shop.
And trust me, he got a person in that chair sitting at 5 a.m.
So
appointments only.
You know.
That's awesome.
So we have Hatchet. We have Hatchet.
We got Hatchet.
The barber.
What's up, guys?
Today. Hatchet.
I'm from Massachusetts. Just these
What
guys
barber
invited.
shop?
I work at Gaslight Barbers in Westfield, Massachusetts. Thank you guys for inviting me out here.
Oh, no problem.
Thank
Thank you for coming down.
It's a lot of things we need to touch up on. The barber industry.
How long you been a barber for, Hatchet?
I've been doing this almost 10 years, so 9 years.
License.
I started school in 2010.
Okay.
2010. Where'd you go to school? Barber school.
Enfield, Connecticut. The creative arts school, hairdressing and barbering. They have like a barbering course, but it's mainly a hairdressing school.
Okay.
So it's a cosmetology school.
Yeah, most
with
schools were like that.
program.
Now there's so many barber schools, but before it was cosmetology school, and they just you learned how to.
Yeah. Shout out to Ace and Barber.
Do a lot of
Ace Barber
Did
cosmetology
you do
school
both?
downtown
Cosmetology and
Harrison
barbering?
House
I
of
did
Styles,
both. Yep. A lot of what I was doing while I was in school was So the school has a business inside a business. So they take care of public at a
so
cheaper.
walk-ins could come in.
At a cheaper rate than what you would go to where students wouldn't be doing it, where you would go to a professional shop that's already, licensed barbers already.
Yeah.
Here, there was a school charging cheap haircuts, like $7 for men's haircuts, maybe $13 for women's layered cuts. A lot of what I was learning while I was in school was cosmetology and a lot of layered cuts, a lot of haircuts that in the shop, while I was in school, I was like, I want to do a fade.
Yeah.
I want to do a fade. I don't want to do.
So you didn't fade before you went to school?
I didn't fade before I went to school. Before I went to school, I didn't know how to hold like a comb. I didn't know like the
Oh, so
concept.
you
I
were-
was just mowing them down.
You were raw.
I was mowing them down, and the first haircut that I ever did, my buddy, he was like, "Man, I need a haircut," and I stole my mom's boyfriend's clippers. He came home. He was like, "Where'd you get those clippers?" I was in the bathroom, and he had a fit. And long story short, I ended up buying my own pair of clippers and doing that same kid's next haircut with him. And I had to, make money back because I invested in my clippers. I said, it's going to be like $5 this time, man. And that was the first time I ever charged for a haircut. And then I said, well, I'm going to actually try to look into school. And Zane Scary, she's the first lady inducted into the Barber Hall of Fame. She took me under her wing.
Lady Barbers.
Introduced me to my mentor, Nelson Davila, the
Shout out to
CEO
Nelson Davila.
of Sanitation Plus Systems.
Great guy.
And what we're doing there is bringing awareness to the industry on how important sanitation is. And
yeah, that's questions we're gonna ask you because sanitation is important.
Sanitation is very important in the barbershop,
right.
especially when clients are walking in, and you have some picky clients that will look at your station and they'll. If you have your station all messed up, full of hair, your clippers is just not clean. Dude, I'm not getting a haircut with you. Trust me on that. Like,
definitely, if you're not cleaning your machine before and after every haircut,
and not just the machine, also the guards.
The guards,
yes.
Those are the ones that really go against.
Put them in the barber side bottle.
Sanitation Plus Systems is a system that Nelson had put a lot of work into, years of. He sat down with ladies from Barberside and really put in a lot of.
There's a bottle right there at the bottom.
Really put in a lot of dedication to figuring out a system that was flawless when you're talking about cross-contamination between clients.
Yeah.
So, in the system, a little bit, each tool has its own dry storage, and it has its own process. Like when anything on this can, it'll say it has to sit on there for 10 minutes for a contact time. If you're just spraying your clippers and you're getting to work with the same pair of clippers that you just used on the last client, you're not giving it the proper contact time in order to work. So by spraying your clippers and moving on to the next client, you are obviously not giving the product time to do the work that it needs to do in order to clean your clippers. You are basically just wetting your clippers and moving on to the next client. That's why in the middle of the workday, it's important to have 2 pairs of clippers, 2 sets of guards, 2 different combs. That way there, you can always have one set of tools leaving there for the proper contact time while you're using your other, and you can rotate through. So
you're saying
in my station I have.
You're using like the Wall Seniors.
Yep.
Right? When you came into the day, you sprayed those down, you're using those now. And then you have a backup pair of clippers, like say the Wall Senior Wireless.
Yep.
You usually spray those down, so by the time you're done with one machine, on the next haircut you'll jump to the other pair of clippers and then sanitize the ones you just used.
And it has to go into a different drawer. A clean drawer that not clippers are going in and out of unless they're disinfected. So basically with the Sanitation Plus systems, you have dry storage for your guards, your combs, your brushes, your razors, anything that you're going to be using separate than the clippers. The clippers have their own drawer to go into, and you also have 2 brushes for clients that you can disinfect, and then it has to sit there for the contact time. But there's a lot of things that go into it, like if you have a wood handle brush and the bristles are say boar hair, that all that can it's porous, so it takes in the bacteria, and there's no way to take that bacteria out.
All dead hair and follicles and skin.
So now by educating your clients and explaining this to them, instead of using the same brush throughout the whole day, now you can invest into your tools for your clients. You can have brushes available ready for them to purchase if they want to use that on their head. If not, you can use a comb.
Oh, that's a smart idea.
So now when the client comes in, now they're either bringing their own brush and they're taking it out of their pocket and they're using it. Now that's what you're using to brush their whole head, and they take it home with them. It's theirs.
Yeah.
They keep it, and you can make money now selling brushes, $2 on the side, if they need their hair brushed and combed out.
That's smart.
So not only
Kino's
does that
gonna be
give,
selling brushes now.
not
every haircut.
not only is it a good reason to stay sanitized, but now the client takes home an item and now he can bring it back, and it's another way for you to bring in income through your shop.
Perfect.
As far one
idea.
quick question. As far like I'm gonna think outside the box and thinking like every other barber. I've met Nelson Davila, and shout outs to you, my brother. I met you a couple of times. He was even at the Dream Team Cuts East Coast versus West barber battle out there in Jersey and Galloway. So I seen his system. I don't know if he's still doing the same thing now. It's been a few years. It's a box, right? It's like a little fiberglass box, and then you put different storage. So as far as that, how can you fit that into your space in a station?
So right now, where the shop that I work at does not have the Sanitation Plus system installed into their shop.
Okay.
So now what I'm doing is I'm aware of all this stuff that I needs to be going on, and I'm aware that the way that barbershops operate now, we are operating not like a dentist office or like a hospital, but there are more things that we could be doing to stop the cross-contamination between clients, but we're just choosing to avoid them or ignore them as barbers. And I'll put myself on the spot and say right now that I'm not practicing 100%. To the way that we have designed the Sanitation Plus system to work, because I don't have the system in place in my shop.
Okay.
So now,
but you do the best.
I do the best possible I can.
Clippers, you spray one, you clean one. You come in every day, you wash your.
I change the barber side daily and all that.
That right there cleans.
This right here cleans your guards and your blades.
That's the reason why
blade wash.
Come to work at like 10 minutes before.
So early, right? Just to get everything prepared and prepped. You change your towels out.
Always.
Wipe down your counters. I try to teach.
One of the big things that are overlooked is my clients are clean. I don't cut people off the street, or I don't cut homeless guys or anything like that. Or I know where my clients are coming from. But the reality is,
do you shampoo and wash people before?
I don't do that much. We do offer it in the shop, but it's an
extra fee.
It's an extra fee, and most guys just want to get their hair cut and go.
Okay.
I mean, we can offer it to them all they want. It's the client that's going to sit down and decide, all right, I want my hair washed today. You get clients that after you get a haircut, and then they'll surprise you and they'll say, you mind washing the little splinters out of my hair? Because that client is going to probably take the rest of his day and he's going to go do stuff. He's not going home to shower.
No, yeah.
He's got a meeting to go to, or he's got work, or he's got to get back on the lift.
That's one thing I noticed, that people are so in a rush. Everything's like
quick, yeah. It's quick in, out. That's it. Like they are. There's a lot of people in a rush, man.
So when people come into the shop, it doesn't say on their forehead, I have hepatitis, or I have HIV,
you don't know what anybody has.
So you don't know what anybody has. So a big thing on sanitation is to protect yourself as a professional.
Do you wear gloves?
I do try to wear gloves the most I can. I don't wear them every single haircut I should.
I do every single haircut. I love them.
No.
I think after every client is very important. There's a Marvis side, blue and white bottle. Also says HIV disinfectant, 99.9% effective. Wipe your station, wipe the chair down, wipe everything with that. That thing works.
Yes.
And the blade that you use to edge people's lineup up or shave or whatever, and you take that blade out, you can't just take the blade out and put another blade in there. You have to clean the blade itself that the razor went on.
Yes.
Just don't throw away the blade that you use. You have to disinfect that. I have 4 of those, 4 different blades, and I pretty much rotate throughout the whole day.
Right.
Razors, you know, so.
As long as it's getting that 10 minutes of contact time inside the whatever medical grade liquid you're using, whether it's barbicide or clippercide or blade wash or whatever it is, as long as it's having that 10 minutes contact time after you apply it, it needs to sit for 10 minutes.
We have a live caller. Who's that?
Hair Chopperz Radio.
This Phil?
Yes, sir. How may we help you? Hair Chopperz Radio. You're calling in live.
What happened?
Hair Chopperz Radio. You're calling in live.
You got any openings tomorrow?
Things that happen on Hair Chopperz Radio. Real talk of the industry, baby.
So that's a lot of the apart from Sanitation Plus systems, those are a lot of the things that are going on in the industry every day. Whether you're using the Sanitation Plus system or whether you're taking the precautions to provide a safe service for your clients or not, these things are happening every day. People with HIV need haircuts. They want the razor work done. They need a shave. And they don't come in with a sign on their head. So
has anyone ever told you they have hepatitis or HIV? And
the first time I ever cut anybody in a barber shop was one of the scariest moments of my life. It was my first 2 weeks in the barber shop. I'd just come out, and it was a lady, and she wanted a fade. And me, I came from cosmetology school. I see a lady, and she asked for a fade. I'm not going to go skin tight. This chick wanted a skin tight fade.
Wow.
So and I wasn't comfortable with doing it like a skin tight fade on her, but I was doing my best. So remind you, I'm 2 weeks out of school. I'm doing scissor over comb on the back of her head, and she turns to look at me and say, "I want it tighter." But as she turns her head, her ear is there, and I snipped off a triangle. A little piece of her ear, just a little piece, and she felt it. She goes, "Did you just cut me?" And I said, "Yeah, I did." And then she goes, "Put on gloves because I have, a contact, a transferable disease. Make sure you protect yourself first." First thing I did was go and get Nelson. Nelson came over with gloves. I had my gloves. He had his gloves. And he showed me how to properly put on the without touching the paper that you put the nick relief on,
Yep.
and then you fold that, and then you put that on the ear and you hold it there while you have gloves on, and then what to do with that paper afterwards.
put it in like a Ziploc.
Afterwards, you can put it in the glove. You take the gloves out. Now it's in the gloves, and then you put it in a Ziploc bag, and you write biohazard on that, because you do not know if whoever you may cut, or whenever you're dealing with blood, whoever's the next person is that's going to touch that trash, or if they're going to go into the garbage and see a Gatorade bottle full of razors. You don't know how many thousands of people you've cut with
That's
with
true.
that. When you go and dispose it, don't just all of your razor disposable things, they're all biohazard. They all have a number on there that you can call, and they will pick it up at the shop from you. You guys, it doesn't take any more work or anything.
Barbers, stop using Gatorade bottles. Stop using.
Yeah.
Use the real thing. It only costs like $4.99 or so, $3.99 for the
CVS.
little red.
And that will last you a year and a half,
Yeah.
2 years.
What
I
do
mean,
you
I don't know how
guys
many.
get for
Capone's Beauty Supply.
Capone has it like $12.
But yeah,
Right?
But I
It's like
think
$12,
another thing,
$15 or
Hatchet.
something.
Another thing is, I think us as barbers, I think all 50 states should do this, because as far as like I've been to Texas, California, a couple of the West Coast states, barbers are constantly using gloves.
yes.
Gloves all the time. Gloves. Here on the East Coast, we're so accustomed to not using gloves. So I think that should be mandatory in the state board for them to put it as a law for barbershops to use gloves, because you don't know who you're dealing with each day. Remember, you're a barber. Sometimes you take a lunch break, and sometimes we forget to even wash our hands or whatever it is, and we're so hungry because we need to eat because we got the next client coming through. So you're getting hairs on your hands, man.
Yeah.
It also protects you guys from hair splinters too, as well.
Hair
Hair splinters suck.
Oh my God.
Infected hair
splinter.
And then to take some of them out,
body fluids, all of that.
you know, and then to take it out, sometimes it's just really tough. You know, you're there tweezing your skin off because it's so buried deep inside. As far as diseases too, as well, it helps you. Some people come in with certain scalp diseases. You know, they have some people. You think they have dry scalp and they have these red marks. What's that?
Ringworm.
Yes.
Yeah,
ringworms, and that's actually contagious. That could transfer over to your skin.
Once you touch ringworm, this is what happens with me. If I cut somebody up with ringworm, like, and I'm mid haircut, I see it. I finish the cut with that blade, and I don't even disinfect that blade. I throw that blade away. I take my Andy's blade or Walls, and I'm done with it. I throw it away, and I always have backup. I always have like 1 or 2 blades in the package, and I'll just start a new blade. I throw it away. I don't even bother cleaning it.
See, but that's the importance of the Sanitation Plus systems and working properly, because you will understand that you don't have to.
You don't have to. I just.
I've
done it before where I've cleaned, and then I feel like I cut somebody else and I saw like a ringworm on them after, and I was like, shit, I hope he ain't get that from me.
Right.
I've cut somebody up with ringworm. As much as I cleaned it, I just, after that moment, when I saw within like a 2-week period, I said, F that. I threw it away.
Because that can hurt. Sanitation, that reputation follows you through everywhere you go. If you find in the newspaper some barbershop is being investigated because there is allegations that the shop may be infecting their clients and passing it on. If there's just an investigation, that's going to hurt your business. That's not even sitting there saying 100% they're getting ringworm from this shop. Just the words and word of mouth of getting it around, that can hurt your business. And plus, when a mother brings their child in, how important do you think it is for that mother to sit there and say, my kid's going to get a safe haircut? Or you be able to say, yeah, that kid might have some ringworm, but I know he didn't get it from my station because I practice properly. I practice this way. And be able to show people the steps that you're taking every day, day in and day out, in order to take care of your clients and yourself and your family. Because when we go home, we have hair on our shirt, everything. It just doesn't stop at work. It follows us to our home. If you pick up your daughter, it's going to be embedded in your shirt, and then now it's on my daughter's clothes.
That's right.
Yep.
It's so these little things that are overlooked in an everyday
and we also
situation.
We also have to educate the client too.
When you educate the client about how you're working, once you do work, confidently and properly, then that will retain your business. Because if I explain to a client that these are precautions that I'm taking, and then the first thing that they do when they go into a different shop, is they sit down and they don't get a neck strip, or they don't see the barber taking their clipper out of a clean drawer,
or cleaning your
now they're aware. Now they're aware. They're gonna say, they might stop you before you start, and they might not get that service done because you properly educated him or her on what every barber should be doing.
Yes.
So now
like the service you gave, and they go somewhere else, they didn't get that service.
They didn't get that service.
Man, this place ain't clean like Hatchet's place.
Right.
I even talk to them about what type of gel to
retains that customer to come back to the same spot where they know they're safe. It's more than just cleanliness and not being grubby. There's actual health risks at at large out there.
Yeah, there is.
And and especially if you are in the ghetto cutting hair.
True.
If you're in the ghetto cutting hair, doing haircuts for, people that are using, you're at more of a risk.
Yeah.
So it's very important to get into these shops and explain to them the proper way to work. If you're not, then you're only putting your own reputation at risk and the clients that you're working on at risk.
Yeah, sometimes it's hard for those to get into those folks' head because they're just stuck in their ways.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like it's just their way of the highway. Just basically, I tried doing it. I'm from New York. I'm from the Bronx, and I'd even tried it myself. Going around barbershops, explaining the sanitation process and how important it is. Because I remember working over there at Chopperz Barbershop. Salute to you guys over there, man. That's been my family for a very long time to this day. Shout out to them. I had one client, and he was very honest with me. He's like, listen, don't use no blade on me because in case you do cut me or whatever, I have HIV. He told me he has the thing. I'm not going to discriminate anything. I'm still going to give you the cut. I'm just not going to use the blade on you or any of that sort. So it's hard. It's very hard when you go into urban areas and you're trying to explain to these folks how to take the career to the next level. Because they don't see that. They don't see that vision. They don't see themselves anywhere beyond that.
They just see that next haircut.
It's just like, I could fade and that's it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But that doesn't make you a barber just to fade. Being a barber is more than just being behind that chair. It's taking your expertise to the next level. Knowing how to use scissors, knowing how to give that great, like I could go to those barbers right now and I could tell them, give me a 14 steps of shave, and I guarantee they don't even know it. I guarantee they don't even know it. I could tell them, listen, give me some point cutting, some texture on that hair. Guarantee they don't know it either, because most of these urban barbers don't use scissors. I know it because I come from it.
You've seen it. Worked around it.
I got to expand my knowledge. Why? Because I go to barber expos. I go to seminars. I go to this. And I learn because I want to take my craft to a whole new level. I'm seeing something different. And that's why I'm 26 years into this game. And 26 years in the game, I've learned so much. And to this day, I'm still learning. I learned off of Phil. I learned off of Kino. I even started watching Hatchet now too. And I'm learning off of Hatchet. And other barbers that I follow on Instagram or even on YouTube when I'm watching videos at home. Sorry, babe, I know you hate it sometimes, but it's
get off your phone. All you gotta do is look at that way.
We all been seeing it. I was looking at haircuts.
Bro.
I'm like addicted, man.
But it's just, dude, when you're passionate about what you're doing, we love the way we do. It's just we're constantly studying our craft and studying other barbers. This is how we learn. But when you see us, this is why we have the clients we have. This is why we're always busy, because we're always learning. We're always studying. We're always taking and trying new things, And that's what makes you a great barber. Especially with sanitation. Sanitation, if you're a clean barber, trust me, your clients are going to notice that. They're going to notice your station. They're going to see how clean your station is. Your drawer. Sometimes I go into barber's drawer and that thing is full of hair. And it's just follicles and everything within your brushes, guards, whatever you have in your drawer.
They work out of that one drawer.
Yeah, and they work out like, dude, at the end of the shift or something, like every day, just pull out your drawer, blow the thing dry, clean it out. That's all you have to do. It takes a few minutes. It's not going to kill you. Be sanitized. Trust me, your clients are going to appreciate their money, and I think your tips will even go higher.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Use Fabuloso.
People will notice the difference, and you'll notice the difference in your work day. You'll say, man, I remember before there was a Sanitation Plus system, before there was an order that I looked at that needed to be put in place, and Nelson explained to me the way he does things and the way that has been studied so that there's no possible way to be cross-contaminated between one client from another if you follow these procedures and use the system that he has. I said it before, I don't use the system because the barbershop doesn't have it installed and they say it doesn't fit or it doesn't look right. It's
Is that
red.
that thing that looks like
It's
a
red. It
microwave?
it doesn't. No. That's
That's a
UV.
sterilizer.
That's UV lights and
Yeah,
stuff.
that's
That
that,
have that.
you can purchase that and you can use that in your day, but you don't need that with the Sanitation Plus system. But
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I've seen the sanitation, but it's really interesting. It's just, to me, it's just the space that a barber would, because that's something you have to connect next to your station on the wall or something.
but let me ask you this: if
I wouldn't mind having it.
no, if you
I would love
go
it.
to if you go to a hospital and they, all the things and procedures that they do there are for their business and to make sure that nothing happens to their reputation.
Yeah, exactly.
Because if something happens to the hospital's reputation, if that gets out on public, that's serious business. Same thing with your barbershop. How important is it to your business that your reputation stays the same? So now you got to look at your workstation and you got to say, I need to do this, and this in order to make this happen. So now I need to make this space available for that, and then now all my the way I operate and the way I do my procedures, it's because this is the reason why, dentists, do you think they want to use a new tool every single time? Do you think they want to open up a new tool? Do you think they want to invest into that? No, but they have to, in order to bring them to that other level of professionalism. You don't want to go to a dentist that's working in his basement that's like, oh, those been sitting in a jar, let me take them out, it's heated up, I promise it's going to be fine. No, there are proper procedures that are stuck in place in order for everybody to hold themselves to that standard of sanitation.
Super sterling.
So when you're looking at when you're thinking about investing into if you should use Sanitation Plus or what you're going to do about your cabinet space or anything like that, those are the things to think about. Because if you just have a flat counter and everything's just going on that counter, everything's airborne, there is no dry storage, there is no proper way to be working without 100% guarantee that there's going to be no cross contamination. There's no possible way to say that unless you do the proper procedures. And it's not that you need the system, you just need to operate in the way that the system allows you to operate. That doesn't mean that you need to go out there and purchase a Sanitation Plus system in order to make sure that your customers don't get infected. No, because the system's not even out there yet. It's not even in place.
It's true. I mean, I seen it myself. This is what the Sanitation Plus system is, man. And I wouldn't mind, like, the shop that I work in, we have the space for it. I would attach it to each next, like, let's say the station is just right here. This is your station, this square, and then between the square, there's space between your station and the next station. So I would put one in the wall between each station coming down, because I seen the Sanitation Plus system the way
It's
Nelson.
not that big.
It's not that big, but I will put it in between every station. That way every barber could just open it. They throw in their blades to get washed. They'll throw in their guards to get washed, and so on. Like, I would do it that way. But as far as many barbers and barbershop owners, some of them work out of small spaces, and their space is so limited. So what would you, like you were saying, what would be your tip for them in order, not using the Sanitation Plus system, but a system where it'll be a space saver for them, and it fits their criteria on their station and their space?
So a lot of things are avoid drawers that you're going to be working out of. And if you're going to have a drawer, have it be for a specific thing. Like, okay, my clipper is going to go in here when I'm not using it, and that's it. You don't work out of that drawer, if that makes sense.
Like constantly going in and out.
You don't finish a haircut or start a haircut, and in the middle of that haircut, put that clipper in that drawer, just to have that. Put it on your counter. Don't put it in your drawer. Put it on the counter. Hang it on a hook. Little things like that. Don't have a towel on your station the whole entire day, because each time you put that clipper, each time you put that shear, or each time you put the guard on that towel, the debris is transferred into that towel, not onto the towel, into it, and it's in there. And if you're working on that same towel all day, every single one of your clients
had a piece of
something.
Yep.
And those are just little things to be conscious of while you're working.
Now, let me ask you real quick on so the capes that we use.
Yes.
Do you rotate capes daily, cliently, weekly?
I can say that I use the same cape throughout the week, and I'll wash it at the end of the week. But I always make sure I use the Barbie towels, the wide ones.
Oh, okay.
Where you get that?
The PLC towel.
Yes.
Okay.
And I use
and you fold it over.
I split it. They split
in two, yeah.
and then you can fold it in half, but it's not a neck strip length. It's double. It's double that. That goes around there.
It looks like a big tissue.
Yeah.
And
the square tissue.
And whenever I'm shaving, I also take the half that I didn't use. I'll put that in a long way, and now I have a big square that's available for me to wipe my razor.
Yep.
Now I'm not wiping the razor on the cape or using my finger. Sometimes you could cut yourself if you're not. I see guys just wipe the razor on their palm, which is fine. You're confident in that, but that's just I wouldn't take that risk.
No, I used to wipe it on my sweats.
Those are like.
And I wear Nike sweats, so those shits are expensive.
Yeah.
When I saw a rip, and in my basketball shorts, I would see little rips. I didn't know for years. This is crazy. It took this long, but I'm like, how come all the time my right pocket always had like little rips in it? And
over time,
one time I noticed I had brand new sweats, and they were expensive, and I did it, and I went right before I went to go do it again. I'm like, hold on, I don't want to wipe this blade on my sweats because I like these sweats. And then I thought about it. Took me that moment to be like, oh man, this whole time it's the blade, little by little, just wiping it. It's been cutting and it didn't occur to me that's how it was happening.
I do the same thing with my shears. I'll wipe it on right there. And then it's
years until I figured it out. Now I don't even do it. I use my hand now, or I wipe it, or it's the same thing. I usually have like a paper towel I'll put out, so I'll wipe it on that. Now that you're talking and telling me about this thing, it's like there's things I don't do that you're mentioning that I'm like, shit, I gotta start doing them because as clean as I think I am, I wash my hands 20 times a day.
It's just like
I wipe down my things. I'm still not as clean as I should be.
And me neither.
I'm like, damn.
I
gotta fix it.
We create bad habits as barbers as we go through on the years, and we think we're doing the right thing. But every barber, I still got some bad habits, that I like he said, man. There's times that you wipe it on the palm, and I find myself doing that sometimes nowadays.
I'm scared.
I'm just trying to get through the client to get to the next time. I'm like right on my palm, but then I'm like, damn, this is disgusting. Like I just put that shaving cream with that follicle here and mix in there, and I'm like,
and what if you accidentally cut yourself?
Yeah, you could cut yourself.
I use the towel.
Like that. But we as barbers, we create a lot of bad habits, and that you got to be conscious of what you're doing throughout your work. And those 30 minutes or 40 minutes that you're with that client.
Stop biting your nails. There's so much hair that goes under your nails.
I just got a manicure at my spot.
I was going to say, you got to get a pedicure.
I got a manicure.
Barbers, start getting manicures on your nails. Like, you might think it's a certain...
It's not gay.
I ain't going there. I'm a thug. It ain't. It's not.
It's not gay. It's just keeping yourself.
It's good to your skin. It's great for your nails. Stop biting your nails, man, and stop. Go get manicures and pedicures. You're on your feet all day, man. You got dead skin.
Yeah.
You just take care of your feet and your hands, man, because
that heat rock will relax your foot, man. When they get that nice heat rock massage,
I bet you might see the thug down the street there.
Hell
yeah.
Like,
yo, you come here and you're gonna be like, yeah.
I don't even mind it, man. I go with my girl. I make it a date. I make it a date.
Matter of fact, I'm going today.
I'm going to
baby, if you're watching, you're getting petties and manis. I need it because
my wife does.
I need it too, bro. I was thinking of going out to this little spot I found in Manchester. They give some great pedicures, man. And they're very, the one thing, like I said, they're very clean. Everything comes out of the packet that they have.
Stuff, yep.
Packed really nice.
That's
the aromatherapy in there is awesome. Then after the pedicure, they give you a free massage, man.
It's just not us as barbers, man.
Nah, it's not.
Places like that need to be sanitized also.
Yeah.
Like
When you're
with
putting
all
your
the dead
feet in the
skin and
ball,
nails and everything. You gotta make sure like they clean all the tools before they use it on you too. Cause you don't know unless you've been there and you're just watching and they're jumping around.
Yeah, I don't want nobody else's fungus on my foot.
Yeah, you know that's pretty gross. So not just barbershops, anything that's has to deal with beauty and with humans and skin and stuff. Businesses, please take care of your implements, all of them, everything, all your tools, your capes, your towels, everything. Man, you got to sanitize and clean everything.
if not,
So
it's your own reputation, man. That's at risk.
Yeah.
People coming
It's your
crazy
own reputation. It's
because
your
of
business's
my
reputation.
we got to shout out our sponsors right now.
Shout out to our sponsors real quick. Dream Team Cuts powered by JLO. They're out in Absecon, New Jersey, and Northfield, New Jersey. Absecon is their new location, so go support them. Got some great barbers in there. Shout outs to Eme Carrion, who is actually their celebrity barber. He's a trap artist. Most of a Latin artists. I'm just gonna put him in general because he does do reggaeton and Latin trap and Latin hip hop. Shout outs to him. Shout out to Lowe's. Shout outs to all the guys working at Dream Team Cuts. Human Fur. If you want to get rated, get reviewed, and be found, go to and be a pro barber. Go to humanfur.com and sign up today. Kennedy's Barber Club. Come get pampered. Great service. Great shaves. Pedicures and manicures now we're offering, and
Are you? Why don't you just
dude,
get
yeah,
that?
this Monday we're closed.
Oh, they're closed.
Yeah, shout outs to Southside Barbershop. Are you guys still looking for a licensed barber?
Yes.
Shout
And
outs to
listen, we're also looking for a new place, like bigger. So I know Brian's on it. I've been on it. My wife's on it. We're looking for a bigger place, something. We're trying to step up. I love this place. I'm gonna tell you here, I want a new home. So please, if anybody out there's watching and wants us to take our talents to your town, and there's a nice big space there, please let me know. DM me, call the shop, let Brian know. It doesn't matter. Sorry, I had to put that out. I want something.
most up. And
Look for
shout
it
out
for me, please.
and shout out to KinoTheBarber.com.
We got him.
Anything you need, he
Everything.
has it.
Anything.
From blades. I think he's even gonna have the Sanitation Plus system on there.
Man.
Yep.
So-
Maybe some gloves.
Gloves,
Hatchet didn't finish it.
I'm working on my own gloves.
frozen
now.
donuts, all that delivered to you the same day. Express shipping, brother.
Hey, I also want to shout out every single person that was on this show before today, starting from week 1 with Chef
Chef the Barber,
Gabby the Barber. He
Gabby the
didn't want to show
Barber,
too much
Nate
on
the
here.
Barber.
I want to thank Anthem. I want to thank
Adrian
Adrian Vega. He
Vega,
let us come to his home last time.
Sam Flint,
Speaker the Barber,
Sydney Bloom.
and Sam Flint. Funny guy, you gotta follow him too, man.
West Main Barbershop.
And that guy goes out to eat a lot, and I've been following him like crazy after he was on the show.
His hit with his
Yeah,
mouth.
shush,
You
shush,
see the
shush.
stuff
Oh,
with his
yeah,
mouth?
yeah.
Oh, that's funny. man.
Guys, also,
He's even cooler after you meet him. Like,
yeah.
you don't
Yeah,
know
you are-
barbers until
yo,
you
he's
meet
a
him.
nasty
That's
barber
exactly
right
the
I
there.
guy.
don't judge anybody. No,
Sam and AV, those are, you go in thinking one thing, you might see their page and they're good, and you don't know anything about a barber. And then when you meet them, you're just like, holy shit, this guy's
Humble.
like really, really cool. Like, you know what I'm saying?
cool, humble. It's always been an experience.
It's
It's been a humble
great to-
experience with all the guests we have
Yes,
here.
I'm,
so
I'm
far.
actually honored, man, that I've met every single one of them, because now I can build relationships and
when,
keep on
when
going
they
forward
see
with
them
them.
out there.
You know, like even with Brian Keno Hatchet now every time I see Hatchet, it's like,
And if you see
Right,
us at
it's hard, like, you know what I'm
the
saying?
if you see us at the CT Barber Expo, please come to us, talk to us.
Yes.
You know,
please.
don't be scared.
Shout out to those. I just signed up to the freestyle competition.
I'm the model.
So
Nah.
shout outs to you guys who are
Would you
gonna
do
be
it online?
competing.
I can't wait
Yeah,
to
I did
go,
it
man.
online. I went
I'm doing
online.
the traditional.
So shout out to guys. Ash is doing traditional.
Haircut. I'm coming for that.
We're gonna have a booth with Phil, so
Yup.
Hair Chopperz Radio will be in the building.
We'll
I'm
be
trying
in
to
the
win that
building.
whole
Keno
sanitary
will have
barber award.
products.
Keno,
I'll be there.
Keno the Barber.
selling products.
We're all gonna be there. Please stop by because we'll be live that
Support
day.
the movement. We're gonna have Hair Chopperz Radio shirts for you guys ready too as well.
Everybody
And,
stop by and support
we're
the
gonna be
movement.
live in there, right?
You guys are gonna be doing interviews?
Until we compete,
Yeah.
we'll be live.
So, Connecticut Barber Expo, Hair Chopperz Radio, they're going to have their booth set up, I'm pretty sure.
With Southside Barbershop.
With Southside Barbershop, and they're going to be doing interviews. So you guys could pop in, just say hi, ask questions, get asked questions, and chop it up with these guys, man. They're Hair Chopperz Radio, and...
Yep, get some products from Kino, some T-shirts.
Guys,
I know you're entering the competition, you said, right?
Yes, I'm going to do the traditional.
So when you see us there, stop by the booth, talk to us, sit down.
Of course.
We want to see you before the competition because
right, I'm going to be
after
there.
After you win the competition.
Real quick. I was just Kino was whispering in my ear.
Yeah.
A great idea. So this is what we're gonna do when we at the Connecticut Barber Expo live on Hair Chopperz Radio doing interviews for you guys. So we're gonna give you guys a little slip for a raffle. With that raffle, you're gonna win a little gift basket with all KinoTheBarber.com products. One Hair Chopper Radio shirt.
All kinds of products.
And you will be invited to Hair Chopperz Radio as a guest. So make sure to subscribe, comment, hit the bell button, and be a part of this movement as we grow more and more each time we are doing a live.
And real quick, now that we're on, how do they go follow you, Hatchet? Where can they find you right now?
You can follow me on Instagram, Hatchet_the_barber. On there you'll find little videos of my work and some photos I've taken. Also, you can follow my journey on becoming an independent educator.
Okay, Brian, how do they follow you?
Man, I'm right here. Just go to the bottom of the screen. You see us all here, man. At Brian the Barber Official.
And me, you can find me anywhere. I mean,
he's like Waldo.
Yeah.
Just type Kino the Barber. That's it.
All right, so I got a few questions. I do this every show.
Okay.
I ask people. I want to know. So, which question do you want first? Do you want the craziest thing that's ever happened to you? Yeah, let's go. What's the craziest thing
let's go with the craziest
ever happened to you at a barbershop?
So, the craziest thing that ever happened to me at a barbershop was a mistake that I had made, and it was a time where I just moved to a new shop. I've been cutting for 3 years already, and I had started a haircut, and the kid said that he wanted a 6 on top and a 2 on the side. So I had my number 2 guard on there, and I was ready to start taking care of the size of his hair. And in came the barber board, and we want to check your licenses. So I walked away from my station, checked in with the lady. She said I was all set. I came back to the haircut. I had the number 2 on top, and I just went right over the top of his head with it. And so his 6 on top
became
a 2 and a 1. So I told that kid that day, I said, you're gonna get a really good haircut. It's just not gonna be the one you wanted.
You wanted?
Yeah.
Was he upset that
he
went from a 6 to a 2?
He was a trooper. You know, he didn't take it that bad. He took it well. I never got the opportunity to cut his hair again. That was my biggest craziest thing that happened. It was like man.
So all right, real quick, just to stay on that, you said they came in and checked for your license and everything.
Yep.
Who came in? The town, the city?
They have I think it was a lady, and they just have, I think, 3 or 4 ladies that go around to the shops in the area.
Does that happen often to you guys?
They pop in maybe two times a year.
That happens to a lot of places twice a year. They don't do that in Hartford.
They came in once at the barbershop I was working on, but it was like a health inspector. She came in, checked that we had hot water and everything on point, and she just.
It was more the building, or was it the barbers?
The barber.
Okay.
So
that probably had something to do with the state board.
I would like for them to come in more.
But I never.
Well, that's something that the state has to regulate, and the state could be either putting on the back burner, and they don't have enough people to go out to do these things. That's something that the state needs to
step their
do,
game
and
up on.
they need to step their game up on. And
Yeah.
I
you
agree.
know, there's plenty of barbers that know what they're to look for, and if not, they can train them what to look for. If these people haven't, because a lot of the times maybe these jobs are inherited in, or
Yeah.
they've already been
Passed down,
with
yeah.
and it's passed down, and now there's people that are retiring, and there's new people that got to take those jobs. So maybe they need to open up more job opportunities and make this maybe like a salary paying job.
That's
So now maybe each ticket that I write, they get a salary.
I don't know how
off
much work they're gonna be
14
getting
years.
with the Trump shutdown.
But
I've been cutting hair for 14 years and here in Hartford, and I only seen them once.
right.
That's it.
That's
So,
same thing with me. I've been here.
Depending on your
Hartford.
area, if you're in a shop in Hartford, I'm sure there's over 40 shops in Hartford.
Oh man.
So- Right,
14 total on this street
So-
combined. So
With
how
another
many-
like
they hit us
25
one
on
time.
Park Street.
And that's
One
also the
time.
reason why we play with our prices.
Right.
Because it's just
It's just
big
too much. It's a lot.
there's a
Yeah.
lot of competition. Man.
people,
There's a lot
people,
of-
they always tell me,
But,
"Hey,
I'm
you gotta
for
raise your
every
prices."
barber.
Like,
Right
Come
now,
on,
right
guys.
now,
Right
barbers that are not licensed, I think here in Hartford are getting away because Trump got the city shut, the state
Yeah,
shut
yeah,
down.
yeah,
So
in a way.
ain't nobody working or getting paid. So
All right, so
shout outs to you cutting hair, making money.
What is the funniest thing you've seen in the barbershop? Whether you
Funniest thing?
or another barber, what is the funniest moment that happened? Like,
Oh, that's a good question, man. Because there's so many things that happen in a barbershop where it's funny,
You
but
know.
there's got to be one that stands out.
like anything, it could be like you just
So
mopped
we
and
were-
somebody
we were-
slipped and
We were
Knocked you
I
over.
was working, and the kid goes to pay a barber with no joke, like change,
like pennies.
like change, like quarters.
He broke the piggy bank. He
Like,
needed that.
Yeah,
but
he
but
needed
he
that
had it
bad.
in his pocket, so he's taking all in the barber himself. He's like, he thinks it's funny to be an asshole. Like he kind of he jokes with the college kids that come in. He says swears. He says like dick and all that stuff in the middle of the workday. So
Sounds like someone I know.
so so like the kid gets the change out of his pocket, and the barber smacks the change
Oh my
out of his
Oh,
hand.
wow.
And it changed, and the kid was embarrassed, and you could tell. And all of a sudden, you just hear, it sounded like glass shattering. Yeah.
Wow.
And he goes, the whole shop just kind of like
Stop.
but he was laughing so hard. Everybody started laughing, and it was just like a joke. Like it was funny, but at the same time,
it was embarrassing.
it was embarrassing to the
Wow.
guy. But the guy still gets his hair cut from him to this day, and he doesn't pay change no more.
Yo, I don't care.
So what happened with the change?
Change or not, it's still money.
It's still money.
It's
Take
still
that money.
Take
What
that
happened
money.
with the
Take
change?
that
Did
money.
some
Some
barber
people
pick it
go.
up?
Some
He
people
changed
go
his
through
life.
some tough times, man, and
Who picked up the change? The kid or the barber?
The barber just kind of he took it as like not a loss, but he did it more of like a big joke kind of thing to kind of get a reaction out of people, and
Yeah.
he didn't really like mean it out of like the bottom of his
Yeah.
heart, like get out of here. No, he still picked up the money and got the money for the haircut, but
There was a couple.
it was just
couple of dollars lost in that.
right.
he just lost some time. on that.
$20 and
He could have got
changed to
another client in.
1673
He
and
could have
change.
got another client in, but no,
Right.
he's on his knees now picking up change. See, stop slapping money out of your client's hand.
But that was probably like it was funny, but it was like
that was
you know
good.
it's shocking.
Yeah,
It's like
I would have picked
Yeah,
it up.
definitely. All right, so
If I was a
you
barber, I
are
would-
working in Nelson Davila's barbershop, right?
no, I work with Lex,
Okay.
who bought one
Like
of Nelson's
GS?
shops off of him, and now
Okay.
is going through a rebuild and a
Okay.
rebrand.
But I've seen you. If you guys don't know who Hatchet the Barber is, man, he's also. I seen you educate in certain barber. Now that I remember, barber.
Philadelphia, I did
Philadelphia.
one,
I
and-
think you were at Dream Team Cuz East versus West and Galloway too as well. And
You were there?
I think it
That
was
was-
Connecticut Barber Expo 2013 over in Wallingford too as well. I think I seen you there
Yup.
with Nelson. This guy was suited up, bro.
I had the blue bow tie,
yes,
right?
Yes,
and I was going out there and I was doing interviews and I was handing out a lot of Sanitation Plus business cards. And the only thing I was saying was sanitation's your reputation.
Nice.
So how
you
long?
should make T-shirts like that.
If you go on YouTube, you can actually see that video of Sam Flint arriving to the Connecticut Barber Expo, and I'm in a little clip talking to everybody waiting to come into the building.
He was the dude that came with like 2 buses.
Sam Flint was, yeah. And there was a line, probably 1,000 people, and I was just out there just handing out Sanitation Plus cards. And very beginning of Sanitation Plus was when I was doing that. So nobody even knew me. Nobody even knew me. They were just like, "Who's this? Who's this geek in a blue bow tie, white guy?"
Hey,
like,
but you stood out.
Right.
You stood out. You stood out to me. I was like, "Oh."
And for the next 4 years, we stood out as the judges, sanitation judges. People would come to me and they're like, "Oh, you're the sanitation judge."
That's true.
And it started to.
What's a sanitation judge?
So
they were basically going on stage, and every competition, whether it's traditional, freestyle, they were judging the sanitation on each barber.
Yes. So what we do in order to bring awareness, we go to the big shows, and we hand out an award to one barber that competed throughout the whole day on the most sanitary barber, and that barber gets to take home a trophy. We help.
Is that still around?
Yep.
Are you guys doing it at the?
We do it at the CT Barber Expo.
Are you doing it this year?
The thing is, we're looking for the shows to pick us up and support us. So Jay Majors, he's been behind us, and we also help promote his show. And we're looking to do more collaborations like that because it's we look at it like the industry needs us. Yeah. And it's very important for us to get our word out. So we're looking for more support from these people that are opening up these shows. We're not going to take $300, $400 to open up a booth so that we can do it for this importance. You know, we feel like there is a need and there's a demand for it. And if you want if you want to support this with your barber show, it's something that you kind of have to invite us to. We're not going to. I mean, we could spend more time trying to visit shops and trying to educate shops rather than paying money out of our pocket to go to a hair show.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's
it's pretty costly.
We're not selling. We've never sold product at the thing. It's strictly to bring awareness and for importance on the issues. And so we're looking for more support, people that see what we're doing. And
Head Chopperz Radio definitely support you guys.
We get a booth every year.
Give me whatever info you need me to put out, and I'll put it.
We did a video. We put together a video, and now that's being edited. That's like a year in the making, and it kind of got put on the back burner. But once we come out with that video, we're gonna be able to go into shops, put on the video, and really get in depth from shop to shop. But that's on his business end too, because Sanitation Plus could be a business, and he's trying to make it into a business as well. It's just we have to create a demand and the awareness.
How long have you been working with Nelson then?
9 whole years. Since I got out of barber school, I went over to his barber shop, and he got me ready for the state exam. Told me what I needed, what steps to take, and after that, I passed my test, and he offered me a job.
Awesome.
And I said, you know what? This is before he made Sanitation Plus System. This is when he was competing at shows, and he was doing this. So I was going to shows wearing his barbershop T-shirt, representing him.
Being a teacher?
Me?
Like working at a.
Oh yeah, that's what I want to do. But
barber school and being a.
I feel like there's different
teaching this part.
There's different levels to that, and
you still cut hair there, but at the same time, you have a certain amount of the day and you just teach these kids. I feel like this is super important. And they just like pass by this in barber schools. It's a quick chapter, and it's like
it's a quick chapter, and it's in the beginning.
Like I took my test. It was probably like 2 questions on. Nah, it depends because I took a lot of tests. I failed a lot of times, but I feel like there should be a lot more on the sanitation though.
Well, it's
especially in
not
the schools.
focused on. What the school focuses on is getting you your license.
Yeah.
So that's just getting you enough to know in your brain for you to remember and apply during the test. That's the only job that school is trying to do is get you to pass your test.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only thing they're doing. To take your money, to get you to pass the test, and send you on your way. What you do with your career after that is solely based on your own networking, solely based on who you meet, who you shake hands with, who you involved with, who you spend your time with.
Risk.
On Monday, are you going to be going to Hair Chopperz Radio, or are you going to be sitting in your shop twiddling your fingers? These are the things that you need to do and set up your own career that school's not going to help you with. So you think school cares if you go and you get fined $200 because you had a neck strip on the floor? No, they don't care. It doesn't hurt them. It doesn't bother them. So the school, it all begins in a school. So that's what we want to reach out to as Sanitation Plus is we want to get into school, install these systems into school, so that way while the barber's there and they're learning how to take the steps and the procedures that they're doing while they're cutting hair and learning all these things, they can practice this and instill these. So then when they go to open their own shop and they don't have a Sanitation Plus system, they're going to think, what can I use in place of that? Well, and instead of earning your license and going out there and then saying, oh man, I just got fined $300 last month. What can we do to our shop so that we don't get more fines and we don't get shut down? You don't want to be. You want to learn that while you're in school, and the schools don't focus on that enough. The schools focus on, here's a 14 chef shave, here's the 14 steps. These are the motions that you have to do, but they're not really
They're not really teaching you all the criteria that you need and when you get out of school